lovelies. So I'm going to do some of my boho designs on the using the jelly plate. But before I start, I wanted to give you a quick tip. You might already know it, but if you don't, when you're using tubes like that, you'll find that you get to the end and the paint won't come out at all. So what I do is cut it off and then get one of these clips and put the clip on. And you'll find that there's a load of paint in there. There's a whole load of it. You can scrape it out with your palette knife. And I do this all the time. Whoops, I've got a bit of paint on me there. I do this all the time and save loads and loads of paint. The other thing that I do is I use up all my old paints or older paints on these jelly prints as a base for the jelly print. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Quick tip for you. Now let's get started. So here is what I've done so far. What I've done is I've blended, I've put on swatches of colour and I've blended them into the next colour to create their own colour. So that's what I've done. I've just blended things in with them. And so you'll see all these very delicate, subtle colours. So that's what we've got so far. Now, I've got to let it dry so that I can put the jelly prints on top of this. And my boho designs are layers on layers on layers. And I just keep layering until I like it. So I'll dry this and be right back. So I'm just using my 6x6 jelly plate because there's no point in using a big one because I only work in sections. I just put on, sometimes I do the whole thing, sometimes I'll do a strip. So obviously, I think I'm going to work in predominantly gold, black and cream for the actual monoprints. So because I'm in the camera here, I'll make sure that's dry because I can place that there. Right, so obviously over the dark will go light and over the light will go dark. So we'll put some gold on the jelly plate. I'm getting a bit low on this. And we'll see what happens. So you'll see I use a lot of gold in my designs. I also use a lot of black and gold, and this lovely aubergine colour. That always looks lovely with gold as well. And I also try and stick to a limited number of stamps, and I use everything as a stamp. I use stencils as a stamp. I use everything as a stamp. And when I'm doing a jelly print boho style design for my gallery, I like to do it the other way around. I'm just doing it this way around for your benefit, really. But I like to print I like to have the jelly plate static and then put the card
or the paper or whatever I'm using, usually card or a canvas, I like to stamp that onto the jelly plate. But for demonstration purposes, I do it this way. I prefer the other way though. So I buy very few new stencils and stamps. I have got some absolutely gorgeous stamps from charity shops and, you know, second-hand shops and things like that. And I use things like vase mats and placemats, and I use anything that will make a lovely mark. You'd be surprised at what you can find around the house. And I've got some wooden, recently I bought from a second-hand shop as well, or a charity shop. I bought some wooden numbers, and I will use just part of them to make a lovely mark. But you'd be surprised what you can find around the house that makes gorgeous, gorgeous marks for your jelly prints or monoprints. And quite often I'll draw freehand into the paint on the jelly plate. So I think the important thing is really to do layer on layer, and all the time you're exposing something underneath, and that way, you know, just keep layering until you like what you see, basically. I also use plants from the garden, lots of, you know, dried leaves and things like that, and get some gorgeous effects.
Now, another thing that I like to do is I like to write, do some script into the painting, and I like to use song lyrics and romantic sort of lyrics, but I do it so that it's indecipherable. Like I have to turn it round. See? Don't know if you can see that. It's indecipherable, but I like that, and I like it because it's over that beautiful aubergine colour. There. You can't actually see what I've written, but it does say something. And that looks gorgeous over that, don't you think? Let me see if you're in view. I'll give you a better look at that later. A close-up later. I'm going to leave that like that. I like it. I've also got something that I like here. I'm going to use black. See what happens. This is one of my favourites as well. Stamp. Let me see if I've got enough paint on here. I might have to put a bit more on. I'm being mean today. Mean Max. There you go. There we go. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Now, I hope you can see. I have to keep moving this thing. I'm going to put it over this like that, you see. Just subtle. That's nice. Hope you can see that. It's just some lovely script. There. Right, let's get back to the job. Now, this is predominantly light, so I'll try the gold. I can always go over it, and I'll add a little bit of black to the gold as well. That makes a darker gold. That's getting to the end of its thing. I'll do the same with that as well. I'll cut that. This is like a steely grey gold. What am I doing? I've forgotten what I'm doing. Oh yeah. There. Let's just see what happens with this. Now, oh, I know what I thought I'd show you. This, again, is one of my favourite things. This is from the garden, and it's the seed heads of the Japanese anemone. I absolutely love it in a painting. Yeah. And what I use this as a stamp as well. So I put it on. Whoops, a daisy. It never stays where it's supposed to be. Anyway. So anyway, I do that, and then I put a piece of paper over it and gently press to get the impression. See, that's the negative, and this is the positive. Well, that's the theory anyway. So again, I'll mask it so that we get reasonably straight. Now, I've got, I'm going to leave that. That'll make a mark of some description. I'm aiming for here, this area. Let's see what happens if we don't like it. Well, we don't like it. Let's see what happens. This is awkward. There, let's go there. There. I love this aubergine. Love it. Absolutely love it as it is. You know. There we go. Now you've got that. Let's put that back there. See, you've got the... That'll be nice when it's all this tape is off and everything. That'll be nice. Now, I usually blend the edges a little bit. You can always put some gold on it. You know, I can always do this.
just look at those colours together. The gold and the aubergine. And even the sort of turquoise under the black. It's absolutely lovely. So this is quite a good sized painting. So I'm going to frame it. It'll go into my gallery. I've sold a lot of these, and I've got several galleries that I paint for. And when this is all tidied up and you know, it's in a lovely frame with glass and everything, it's very shiny and gorgeous. It will look really nice, I think.
So let's start working on the other side of the painting, and I'll just put that there so that I can put my jelly plate on there. Let me see. Yeah, you've got a good view. I have to keep stepping onto a step ladder. Right now, so these are some more of those wooden. These are numbers. But I'm only going to use a section of them, both of them, so you'll see in a minute. Right, let's work on this side now. So, I love the aubergine so much that I'm going to try and recreate it to go over a section. So, I need a spatula, palette, knife. Right, let me see if I can recreate that gorgeousness. There. And a bit of black. Oh, whoa, that was too much. Too much. Right. I'll lay it there. I can use it. Gosh, that was no good. Right. Now. Let me see if I can recreate that colour. So I've used red, crimson I used, ultramarine and black. And this is a bit darker. That's a bit darker. So I'll put a bit of cream in it and see what happens. Where's my stuff gone? Yeah. Put a bit of cream in. There we go. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Right. I'm happy. Got my lovely aubergine. I'm just mixing the colour on the jelly plate as well with my fingers. That's about the right shade, I think. How lovely. Now,
So, as I said earlier, I think I said, I tend to stick to, about half a dozen stamps to keep the design cohesive. If you start putting you can do, I have done in the past and it's been very nice, but I've learned that, it's best to stick to just a few. You could have 6, you could have 9, as long as you stick to the same ones throughout your painting. Of course, if you've got a tiny little painting, you're not going to use 6. But anyway, you might do. It just depends. And I find that works. But you know what? It's your world, and you can do whatever you like. If you want to do a lot of design on a small painting, it's up to you. It's whatever you like. Don't try and please other people. Just do your own thing, especially with art. Especially. Just do your own thing. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what people say. Who cares what people say? It's what you enjoy. It's what you like. And it's what gives you a lot of pleasure and joy. And that is what it's about. And it's lovely experimenting like this here. What I've got here, I've got a wooden number 4, but I've just used a bit of it and to give a lovely stamp. It makes me laugh when I see my jelly plates. They're so scruffy and so full of paint. You see some people's videos and everything is just pristine. The jelly plates are like new, and the paint tubes are pristine and clean, and everything's so lovely and clean. But the reality is, when you do this as a job, I'm afraid everything just, everything gets a mess. You haven't got time for cleaning up and stuff. And look, see, the designs are good, or the prints are good. You don't have to have a clean jelly plate. You can just, you can just do your own thing. I do my own thing. So every now and again, I have a blitz in the studio. I'll clean the studio. I'll sort all the paints into colours, into shades, and that kind of thing. And I might clean the jelly plates. I've got about 4. I've got some bigger ones. But the way I work is that I just use a section, as you can see here. I'm just using a section of the jelly plates. And the best way to clean your jelly plates, I think, is using packing tape, the brown packing tape. Sellotape doesn't do it. Also, the masking tape doesn't do it. It's got to be the packing tape. It works really good. It takes everything off that jelly plate. And I do that every now and again. So I'm using the wooden numbers again, and also the lid of some paint. You can use all sorts of things to make a lovely design.
Okay, so this is the finished painting. I'll show you some detail. Obviously taking the tape off, look how nice and neat that looks. And this is some of the detail. Hope you can see the shine and everything. So there we are. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, it'd be lovely if you would like, share and subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'll say bye for now. And as always, love from Cornwall.